telling me I was friends with people I didn't know. You are now friends with.
But Gina said she blocked Donald
We
Trump.
can talk about that.
You don't want to hear shit he got to say.
We
I'm
can talk
talking about
that.
you. When you block them, you can't see like if
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
like retweet him
you
or
can't
whatever.
see shit. So
Gotcha.
I ain't gonna see nothing.
I feel you. I get it.
What was his statement about yesterday?
He retweeted our thoughts and prayers are with the families and friends and colleagues.
He retweeted it. He didn't tweet that himself.
He retweeted. No, but he's talking. This is the officers.
About the officers that
Yeah.
died. Yeah, they of course they always jump to that.
And
that was
then-
their first condolences about the 2 officers, and then I think it was a girl who got killed by the driver.
Mm-hmm.
And they charged the driver with, well, the charges are so far 2nd-degree murder. But I'm just thinking, ain't that like premeditated for you to think that I'm about to plow down, or it could have been a matter of.
It can be premeditated that you knew you were gonna keep driving, but not necessarily
The act of
attempt
killing
to-
someone.
yeah.
That may be hard to prove. Well, anyways, we're talking about yesterday in Charlottesville, Virginia, with the what you call them folks?
They call
The
themselves
alt-right.
white nationalists.
The white nationalists.
The alt-right.
The alt-right, that's right. They held a rally yesterday, and I was getting a little more background from what I was watching this morning. Obviously, they submitted for their permits, so the town knew that they were having this kind of rally, and they knew that the opposing views would be there as well. And so that's how. And they wanted to have it in this huge open space, and I guess whoever they have to send get the okay with from the permits were saying to hold it in a much more confined space.
So did they just like say on this day, August? What was yesterday? August 12th.
We're holding
We're gonna
the rally, a white nationalist rally. So it would be the same thing as the KKK. You know, you got your freedom of speech or whatever, but. I'm still trying to figure out how far is too far when it comes to freedom of speech. Because I just think that's inciting hate, riot, bigotry, all of those things. It incites that. And not only does it incite that, but it makes people want to come out and speak out against it too. So when you got 2 opposing views that's coming so hard, things like yesterday are bound to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll be honest and say I haven't really been paying attention to what's happened in Charlottesville. So the car that ran all those people over, was that somebody that was in opposition to, or?
I heard, that's what I haven't really been like, because yesterday was like busy, so I've only seen like bits and pieces of what was going on. But I did see somebody say that this was somebody that was trying to get away from the protesters and hit somebody. So is that not what they said?
See, now I'll be thinking that people be trying to think of excuses to give white people a break.
Yeah, well.
But they had a quick interview with, I'm gonna say his wife or mom, somebody. I think it was the mom, and she was like, I didn't even really know his political views to be something of that sort. Mm-hmm. So for him, all she knew is he was going to some rally. And yada yada. Now, what side of the rally he was on,
right.
I guess we won't know until maybe he comes out and say it, if that happens. But yeah, so I don't know. But people were in the middle of the road. So if you were trying to get away, why would you?
Well, I guess she was killed after a car ran into a crowd of demonstrators protesting against white supremacists.
So that's how the girl who was killed. So that would be him. And then he put the car in reverse.
Oh, these pictures.
And went back
He
over?
put the car in reverse and he hit somebody else.
These pictures
When he was,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it was on purpose then.
That's what I feel. Over 19 people
going in
were
a crowd
injured.
of people anyway with a car, you gotta know that.
Something's gonna happen.
That's gonna be like trying to get through A&T traffic
During homecoming.
Exactly.
And be like, I didn't know. Oh.
Right.
Like someone has been drugged down the street by the car. Everything.
Oh, his car was mangled.
Yeah.
The front of his
and then,
car.
Yeah, a slideshow of some of the pictures, and one was like a part of the video that's like that on CNN.
The
But
front
the
of his
lack
car
of
was
control
terrible.
from police alone, it was a little bizarre to me. Like, it's a rally. Aren't y'all already supposed to be there
Right.
in case? I mean, Ferguson was ridiculous. They were ready for something
Riot
to pop
gear
off.
and
Right,
everything.
riot gear,
See,
tear
that-
gas.
Because if it's just a rally or if it's just a protest and then you think it's gonna be that like calm, you're not gonna be like in full rally
Right.
gear. You're
Right.
gonna be standing in between like
Till I
the
got
protesters
a
and stuff. But if that was a Black Lives Matter anything, or like you said Ferguson or whatever,
They would have been
anticipated
met
the
with
worst
so
in
much
Maryland,
force.
in Baltimore,
Right.
Freddie, they anticipated the worst in Ferguson, and then they weren't ready for this.
According to their mayor, they had the most police presence, like, of a major event from like 9/11. So I don't really think that they can say. Let me say this. Even with police presence, does that mean that you're ready
Right.
for what's about to take place? And if the police presence was so big there, why didn't they intervene? It was so many fights and people jumping on people. Did you see the
I
picture?
saw that. Were there any Black people there though?
It was some Black people who were there.
One guy is in the picture being hit by the car.
Oh yeah,
He's getting
he's flipped over by the car. Then you got the one boy who got hit in the face
Yeah,
and
he
got
got
a big
attacked in the
gash
parking
down here,
garage.
and they was like, "Die nigger," and they're filming him. He's like on the ground, like laying flat down, like not fighting them back. Then he gets up and he's trying to run to get to the door, to get to the steps in the parking garage. He's trying to get that way, and they still attacking him. So, but nobody, not one person has said that they are thugs, that they are terrorists. Nobody has said anything about that. But if it was Black people, it was a Black Lives Matter
And it's still
rally.
called a rally. Listen, I tried to type in protest, and it
It's
won't come
popping
up.
up.
It won't come
Rally.
up as protest, right?
Right. It's coming in as rally. But yeah, if this was a Black Power, Black
Not for
Lives
Black
Matter,
Power.
right? Then it would have been a protest. We would have been everything under the sun if it would have broke out like this. This is why this is showing hate. This is why this group needs to be dismantled. It would have been all of that.
So what are y'all? Are y'all friends with like a lot of white people on social media?
I used to be.
Me as well. But with this whole
Like, are people saying anything?
No,
That's why I'm not anymore.
that's the
Yeah.
problem I have with all my coworkers who swear they are so socially conscious, and one of them in particular, he's gay, so he has everything to say when it comes about gay rights and all stuff. But when it comes to a Black person being killed unarmed, not provoking the police, they don't say anything. And I think like a couple months ago, I forgot what happened. I posted something about basically calling them out. Like, I wonder why my white peers, co-workers on my timeline never have anything to say. You think they would have commented and say, I understand. I do have one co-worker who tries to understand and empathize and say that she doesn't agree. I will give her that she will own up to it not being right and calling it out when she knows that it's wrong. But my other coworkers, they don't say nothing because they don't have to say anything. They don't have to say anything.
I
I'm
have
not
one
really
from
friends
New
with
York.
my coworkers on social media like that.
I don't try. I don't
For that
cross
purpose,
line.
'cause
I had
I
to
know.
unfriend a whole bunch because they would come in defense of the police that were like shooting
Oh,
people.
I haven't had that.
So
We need to give them a chance.
Yeah,
and
we
they're
don't know
here to
the full
protect us.
story,
Yeah.
I hate
all
that
that
we
kind
don't
of
know
stuff.
the full story. I hate when they say that. Like,
We do know the full story.
I mean, how much more full does it need to be? I'm just trying to figure that part out.
Anyways,
The
45.
one white friend that still is on my Facebook page, she actually speaks out against like stuff and is it makes sense.
Yeah.
So did y'all cut off unfriend people based off of their silence, or you just kind of
Again,
don't
I
have
really
them on
don't have that many. I don't know why. I don't have that many white friends on social media. So nobody said anything crazy and nobody has really said anything. Now that's the problem, like you said, but
Well, I haven't been on mine. It's deactivated at the moment. But
your Facebook?
But there is one, maybe two or three of my old coworkers in New York that are probably saying something about this. Like anytime I post anything, they're normally the ones that either like it or respond or share it on their page, which is very rare. Like I don't have that with the rest of them, which was also an old Facebook page anyway. So I only have about a couple that are on my page.
When we were watching the news this morning, they were talking about Donald Trump, and he released a statement about how we need to come together and as one, regardless of race, creed, religion.
But you have quotes from people that were at that rally saying that they were doing that because of him, because of like things.
Well,
that he
that's
said.
the thing, and he won't come out and say white supremacy is not the answer. This is not the goal. This is not the American way. He won't come out and say those things exactly. So basically, it's like, do they have your hand, in their pockets? What is it that you're not standing up and saying outright that this is wrong? Because these blanket statements, that's just for me another way for you to say that we need to not own up to white privilege and all those things that go, and then black people, you still have a responsibility into what happens to y'all and what's going on.
Right.
So if he say white supremacy is wrong and we need to address this and we need to get at it from the very top, which means starting from government, elected officials, and work our way down. If he say that, then that's gonna blow open, So, but he can't say those type of things because he's incited all of this stuff since he started his campaign trail.
Exactly.
So
that's why I don't even really know what people are expecting him to say. Like, what do you expect him to say?
No
I don't expect him to say anything.
Creed, religion, or political party, we are all Americans first. And then a lot of his tweets go on to be giving condolences of the families of the two troopers and everyone else. But no, he won't say that.
Of course not. Well, y'all are listening to Dyke Dilemmas, and I am Mary Shane. And this is...
Oh, I'm using my real name anyway. Gina.
Mary Shane is my real name.
Okay.
Okay, Mary.
All right.
Mary, mother, and Matt.
Is it Mary? So do we call you Mary, or is it Mary Shane? Is like one
name.
Okay.
One word. Mary
Shane.
Shane.
Got you.
All right, I'm wrong with it. I'm Meek. 1 E, please. Not 2 E's.
Not 2.
Not like Mills. Just Meek.
And I'm D.
Squared.
Squared.
D squared. Well, are you D squared though? Because we
That's
got
what I
Mary
said.
Shane.
That's what I said. I had to say
Be
D
like-
because
Solo D. Like, just one.
just one.
I have to change that to speak G. That's all y'all doing.
So when we...
Do we want to talk about this name that we have? Though?
Yeah, let's talk about Dyke Dilemmas and...
Like, do we care if it's offensive to people?
No.
I don't.
No.
Personally,
I mean,
I don't.
you
but-
would then have to do the whole. Do we care if niggas offensive? Do we care if bitch is offensive? Do we care like? It
I mean, we
depends,
are
so.
Dyke, so we
I'm
can use it.
lesbian. I'm sorry.
I'm a lady, first of all.
I done heard some people go off on somebody for using the word.
Word Dyke,
I
yeah.
have too.
I think us using it gives us the power to kind of define what it means for us. And it's kind of like the word nigga. You know what I'm saying? No, white people, you can't use it. No.
So
It's
you
a
can
term.
have all the other
no.
words in the world. Just leave that one alone.
Just leave
Yeah.
that one right. You can use a lot of other stuff. Leave the word nigga alone. And we are for lesbians, so we can use the word dyke the way we want to use it. So that's how it goes.
There's that.
Welcome to Dyke Dilemmas, and thank you for listening. So each week we come to y'all. We'll start off with a dilemma for the week or problem, whatever you want to write in or talk about or whatever we have on our mind. Do us a favor and follow us on Twitter, and that's Dyke, and that's DYKE. You know, black people always gotta kind of DYKE_dilemmas, DILEMMAS, and that's on Twitter. And if you want to hit us on email, it's dykedilemmas@gmail.com. And again, that's DYKEDILEMMAS@gmail.com.
That's for the spelling lesson.
Because I spelled it wrong myself a couple times.
And I'm the one who
Dilemmas.
created both of those, and I had to double check and make sure that it was spelled right.
Yeah, dilemmas is a little tricky.
You know, so
That part I got.
Or one?
Yeah, that was
sound it out.
Come in.
Literally, I scratched it out over here a couple times until I got it right. But
So if you have a dilemma that you need some kind of insight on and you want us to comment on it, send it in to us, tweet us, tell us what you think about the show, what we should add, maybe take away, anything to, gain your attention. Let us know and we'll get on it.
Dilemmas right now.
I think we do have some dilemmas.
Huh?
That was a
Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna let Gina start out this one
please.
this week.
I mean, what?
Gina, you had the first dilemma. This is the pilot episode, so you got to give them something to want to come back to.
You apparently have the dilemma you brought up. I mean, you made the name.
That's correct.
So-
yeah, let's talk about that, Gina. What made you think Dyke Dilemmas?
So I am an avid Twitter user, and I peep stuff that happens on the timeline. And I just, in my head one day, I was like, these dykes is always in some mess. They always in some mess, always dealing with something. So I was like, what if we started a podcast, or someone started a podcast about all the dilemmas that we deal with? And I feel like sometimes it's relatable, and not just to lesbians, but everybody.
Right.
LGBTA
QA.
QA, excuse me. Y'all be adding more letters every other
It's really hard to
week.
keep up.
Because it's really like QIA, right?
What's
Yeah.
the I?
What's the I now?
Y'all look it up and then tell me. But I've seen LGBTQIA or QA questioning, and I forget what that A is. or Allies, and yeah.
See, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with that. That's why I just say the gays. And I probably get mad at that, but I just
what it
cannot.
is. I don't have any more dykes on my timeline.
That might be a dilemma
On
in
Twitter.
itself.
Intersex is what the
Intersex,
I
okay.
stands for.
Yeah, that's a dilemma in itself, especially being a black lesbian. If you want to talk about that, because we got the most rules or categories within a category.
Oh, rules. I'm so sick of rules.
We do. So
It makes my head hurt.
It
Like
does.
it's just so much.
Oh my god.
So if we could talk about that, or I know a dilemma. All right. So say you meet a young lady and you're very interested in her, and then she turns out to be the friend of someone you dated years ago.
Years ago, like how many years?
Does
1
year,
year, 2 years? Well, does that really matter? though?
does years matter?
It
5
matters
plus.
depending on how serious the relationship was.
So 5+
Yeah,
years.
because you could be in a 1 year relationship and it not really
nothing.
be
Right.
nothing.
And you be
But
like, oh, child, whatever.
Yeah, because you realize in that year that
I date your mama or your sister. It really don't. I was just saying.
So
So, yeah.
that doesn't. So the years part, I guess, doesn't matter.
The years doesn't matter. Okay,
The severity
so
of the relationship does.
is when
right.
you need to start having conversation about.
So what
Right.
determines the severity of the relationship? So like, what does that mean?
The seriousness of it, like
Did
how
you meet
serious,
family?
how,
Were y'all
like-
living together?
No, I met family I ain't need to meet. I'm like, no, I probably don't need to meet them. I won't be here that long.
Yeah.
But for certain relationships, that means something, because you could date somebody for a while and because I hear about those dilemmas all the time. I've been in a relationship with this person for so long and they still haven't introduced me to their parents. Or I was listening to something the other day and they have been in a relationship for more than 2 years, and one of the girls still wasn't out to her family.
Okay.
So she's saying like,
That's
I can't take it anymore. But then on one hand, it's like you can't force somebody to do something they're not ready to do.
Right.
Because that's a big step. So coming out to your family is. So you got to decide for yourself. Either you're going to put up with it or you're not. So that is a factor about meeting family and meeting parents, especially at, I'm thinking, your age. Because we're all over 30 here, so I'm not about to...
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe I'm a little more laid back with that. If I know that you're not really that close with your family isn't like that, so if you miss Thanksgiving and it's the end of the world, then I'm not too pressed to meet them, because apparently you don't really mesh with your family like that.
Yeah,
either.
and then if you know, if it's like forced too, and you get around the family and they say something offensive, or they look at you like you crazy, you don't really want to be in that situation either. So.
Yeah, so it would depend. But if I knew you like love your family, all you do is family functions, and it's been 2 years and I ain't met them.
Yeah, I got some questions.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I can let it get to 2 years.
no, that's way too long.
That's too long to not know family that you.
No, because I'm about to go to my family reunion for the weekend. I'll be back. Oh, okay. Christmas we doing this. Oh, 4th of July we doing this. Oh, Labor Day we doing this. And I'll make sure I bring you back something. Or what you gonna do today?
I'm going to this family reunion with you. So when are we leaving? What time?
What time? When do I need to pack?
What size shirt?
Right. So
Yeah, because I need a family reunion T-shirt too.
you got to have that because I'm in the family.
Because I'm in the
Don't think you
family.
gonna wear it. I'm wearing my regular clothes. I need my T-shirt. So
I mean, so I think it matters, but I don't think it's totally off limits. It's about the way you do it.
Exactly. And if it's not necessarily, like, if you're upfront with the friend per se, I guess, saying, hey, there's the situation. It's a possibility, maybe, interested, not necessarily in being sneaky about it. And I think when the dishonesty or, like, you trying to hide it from that person, I think that's where the issue is.
But are you telling or are you asking? Because what if she's like, no, I'm not okay with
right.
this. Or what you gonna do?
I think it's more of a telling type thing, not necessarily asking.
But then if you tell them, like, for what? What do you tell? I mean, what do you owe to that person?
If it's a best friend situation.
Oh, if it's a
think
best friend situation. But in my opinion, if it's a best friend situation, if you feel like you even gotta ask, then you probably shouldn't be doing it.
But it's
Or if you're okay, so then.
So what if it's a situation where the ex necessarily may have not been gay, like it was their first experience, and
but it was still a relationship though. Does that really
right?
change
That's
it?
what I said. No, you can still you can run it by her. There's no need for permission.
There's no need for permission. So I just want to let you know, kind of talking to you. How do you even run? How do you run that by somebody?
So listen, me and your ex clicked. This is what it is now.
But how did you get to that part?
Listen, stuff like that, I ain't really good at stuff like that, so I probably wouldn't even say nothing. And that's probably shady, petty, whatever, but I don't even know if I could bring myself to my best friend and be like, hey, you know that ex you had
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Well, 8 years ago, 1 year ago, 1 day ago. I would feel weird telling my friend, my best friend, that I was interested in somebody that.
So would you make sure that you just stay away? Like, would you make sure that interest would never happen then?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best.
Okay.
Sometimes you get put in
stuff
situations
happens.
where you're right.
Yeah.
Stuff does happen. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm not saying I've never been in that situation either. But what I'm saying is I don't know how I would tell my best friend that.
Yeah.
I think with social media and all that type of stuff, like, so if we're living in different states or whatever, and you just happen to be my friend on social media and we start interacting through Twitter or Facebook or something like that, then that's kind of a conversation starter for the friend. Like me and whatchamacallit were communicating through Facebook on each other's status, and then it became a little more, and I just want to let you know that
I'm feeling it.
I think I'm kind of feeling them. Like, and no, I'm not asking your permission per se, but I'm just letting you know so you can't say that I didn't let you know.
Mm-hmm. But would the friendship even be the same after that? Because, people can be like, oh, go ahead and talk to that person. I don't really care. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But deep down inside, they really
is.
are probably like, you my best friend. Like, you even put yourself in that situation. Like, how could you do that to me?
Yeah.
But, them trying to still be a good friend to you, they're like, it's fine.
Because I've definitely been in situations like that where I literally asked, "Do you care?" And they say one thing, but then it's like months down the line. You can tell they felt a different type of way about it.
But then if it's your friend, like, shouldn't they be able to be honest with you and be like, I ain't really feeling it.
And maybe they thought they didn't care until it started to feel
and then
weird.
Maybe being in
when you gotta see it every day, or y'all hang in the same kind of circle.
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
That's kind of difficult. That's stuff
Right.
that'll
So
come
does it
with
matter
time.
that part gotta
that possibly isn't going to be an issue with?
If it ain't gonna be a
but if
issue,
your
that's
friends
easy.
on social media, they're gonna
see it.
see if y'all get serious, they're gonna see it. Like if you post pictures, they're gonna see it. Like you might not physically be around them, but in some way, shape, or form, they're gonna see it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in that sense, then you still, to kind of shield yourself from that, you can kind of not follow or, not befriend them on social media. I don't think it's easy. I think I think it depends. I really think it depends on how long ago the relationship happened with the other two, how it was brought about. Because one thing I do know from personal experience, finding out on your own is the worst. Because then that make me look at you as a best friend. Even now, I got to question our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not even the one I was talking about when I said you have
That kind of situation.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So if I have to find out on my own and pry the information out of you,
and you lie,
and give you a little bait, and you don't give me the truth, it's like I'm giving you the opportunity to go ahead and own up to it now. But
but not defending that friend. But do you know how hard that will probably be?
I know I can only imagine.
But if she
sitting on that information.
Yeah,
me. Where are you? How's your love life right now? Have you been talking to?
Trust me, I know. I know.
I haven't.
It's just outright lies. Outright lies.
If I'm giving you the outtake,
you're right. So if you put it in my face,
and all, go ahead and
just take it.
I'm probably gonna go ahead and be
then like, I know I'm wrong.
Clearly you already know.
Right, once you already know,
I'm gonna be like, clearly you already know, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I'm probably gonna be like, yeah, it's messed up on my part. You know what I'm saying? I probably should have done that, but
how to, so I didn't say anything. That's better than just being like, no.
Like, look, like
what
love life?
Georgina?
What love life? I don't have
Georgina
one.
from Get Out.
Meanwhile,
me, I was at the house.
Georgina from Get Out.
Oh my God.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. Telling the truth is hard sometimes.
It is.
Like, it can be extremely difficult.
Because I think if you have a good conscience, you are going to sometimes lie because you are worried about hurting somebody, not because you like the messiness of it. I would hope not.
I think. Go ahead.
You like the messiness of it or things like that. I think that you really genuinely don't want to hurt somebody, so you might lie.
That leads me into another question because I seen this on my timeline, and this generally seems to always be a question between women and men, but I think it applies to any kind of relationship. When you tell the truth who do you tell the truth to? Your side person or your main relationship, or do you tell your best friend the truth? Or do you not? Like, how do I know you care? Does a person know you care? When you lie or when you tell them the truth?
For me, Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in what situation? Like, what are
So
we lying
like
about? Or what are
side
we
chick type situation. Do I tell? Am I out here telling my side chick the truth and lying to my wife, or
Yeah,
you know,
that's
am I out
mostly
here
how
telling
that
my
works.
best
Usually how
friend
it
the truth?
works.
Right.
The side chick gotta get all the lies. I'm sorry.
No,
What?
she gets all the truth.
Yeah.
You are the side chick. I have a wife. No, you are not allowed here.
But
Don't
then it's
call
like,
me
you know,
here. Like,
I
they
wouldn't
know
care
those
enough to
truths.
be, if it's a side chick, I wouldn't even care enough to, like, do I respect you enough to even give you the truth? Like, do you
People be
deserve all
out here
that?
treating their
Yeah,
side chicks
she's
like
better
they're the
than me.
wife
Maybe
though.
we're thinking about two different truths. Because I'm thinking, like,
Like
You're saying be honest, like, play your position, like,
Right.
know what you are.
Those-
Well, I'm just
That
talking
I
about
agree
in the
with.
sense of we were saying telling your best friend the truth is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just segueing into I was thinking about this topic that somebody was talking about on Facebook about who do you tell the truth to? Or do you tell that person a lie? Does it mean you care if you tell them the truth, or does it mean you care if you tell them, if you lie to them?
I think if your intentions are good, like genuine, like if you are lying to protect your best friend from something, that doesn't make it right, but I feel like they should know you care. They gonna be mad
I
either
have
way.
a hard time lying
I have a personal
when
tendency
it comes
to
to certain
omit
stuff.
information,
I
not
can,
necessarily
right.
lie.
I was about to say, I can be quiet
and
and
not say
then
anything about it.
eventually have to tell a truth, but I can't necessarily lie. That's going
Yeah.
to haunt me. I don't
Yeah.
like to lie.
I have a tendency to omit the truth or like not necessarily give the full truth in the
Like, okay, so
situation.
remember
So
that
you the
time I
person-
told
In
you the
regards to
person-
trying to like not hurt feelings, I guess.
Yeah.
You the person that do some shit and then when somebody asks you about it, you like, oh, you didn't ask me. Like, I was cheating on you.
Listen, that's
Well,
a
I
pet.
didn't know. Oh, well, you didn't ask me.
That is a pet peeve.
That right there is gonna make me mad. Why
So
would I ask you
mad.
something
Or
like
half the
that?
truth would be like, remember when we was talking about this? Don't
Yeah,
try to make me remember something you didn't say.
Right.
You
Because then
didn't
you
say
start
that.
thinking like, I mean, did you say that? Maybe you did. And now I'm gonna be looking crazy off your lie. No.
No comment.
No.
No
Say
comment.
No, I can't do
Okay.
those. But I do have to tell the truth. As bad as it might be for a friend or whatever, I'm either really, really quiet or I tell the entire truth.
I think I'm more of like a. Well, it depends on what it is.
I think it depends. For me, it's probably situational.
Yeah. It's
And
definitely
depends on who the
situational.
person is, what that relationship is, like whether it's best friend or girlfriend or
Yeah.
parent.
Well,
what,
I
I mean,
prefer the truth. No matter how hurtful or mean or distraught I might be afterwards, I prefer the truth.
I don't know. Do I
I don't
prefer
know.
the truth?
That's a good
I don't
question.
know.
I don't know if I prefer the truth.
I do. I need it.
I think I do.
Because I'm a little crazy when I find out it's a lie. Like then,
Yeah.
everything you've ever said in all your life is a
It's a
lie.
lie. Is
Oh
your
my
name
God.
even Dondrell?
Yeah.
You that person. You gotta. Alright. So I guess in that sense, because if you're that type of person that they
I
going
need the
everything
truth.
you ever said
Yeah.
now is a lie,
I know
then
I'm
you
that
just,
way.
you
so
gotta
I
feed
need
them the truth. But you know what? She's like that too. Alicia is. She is like, you have to tell me the truth because if I find out you told a lie, then she gonna start asking you a million questions about everything you ever said. And you know it's be the truth what you said. You be there like, really? You gonna ask me that?
Yep.
Yes.
You're not gonna make me feel bad about this
Right.
because you lied.
Because you lied. So now you gotta answer this stuff. Like, dang. You can't be serious, right?
Yep.
I still don't know if I prefer the truth though.
Me neither.
'Cause
I
the
think
truth-
it's an ego thing for me. I don't know if I want. Yeah.
I think the
Does it
end
depend?
result, I want the truth. Maybe how I get to that truth could be
I was gonna say, does it depend on how the truth is
It's
told?
told.
Is
Yeah,
that what-
maybe. I don't
what
know.
you're worried about, or
sometimes you just don't want to hear stuff about yourself, or sometimes you are okay living with what you think it was.
Is it-
So
yeah.
once the truth comes out, it might, I don't know, like I don't know.
I understand that.
That's a
too.
good question.
That wasn't.
Hit us up
good.
on Twitter, y'all. Do you prefer to know the truth? Or are you okay with being lied to? That's crazy. Our Twitter is Dyke_dilemmas. That's DYKE_dilemmas. That's our Twitter. So hit us up or email us at dykedilemmas@gmail.com. Speaking of dykes, Sue Bird came out
Bitch, we know.
Like, hashtag,
Duh,
do we
Sue.
care?
For those of you who do not know who Sue Bird is, she is a WNBA basketball player. She is a graduate of Connecticut, of course, you know. So,
Boo.
she,
Anywho.
but yeah, she came out this week as a lesbian. So
I guess my thing is, why are you coming out now? Like, not that we didn't already know, but like, how old are you? Like, if you've been living in that little shadow all these years, like, why now? Like, why are you coming out right now?
She just wanted to be free.
not that she hasn't. I mean, I follow her on social media. I could
Has
just.
she been posting pictures with the?
You can kind of, yeah. She's never come out and said like, "Oh, this is my girlfriend." I don't think I've ever seen something like this. The love of my life standing next to me, but us dykes, you just know. It's kind of obvious. I don't know. It'd have been like Angel McCautry when she pulled the stunt she pulled a couple years ago with.
Wasn't she like uber feminine when she first?
She still is. I feel like.
I feel like she's feminine too.
But she when she was over
was
in
hiding
Turkey,
her girlfriend, right? Or
she wasn't hiding her. They were out like in pictures, or whatever. Again, not saying, "Oh, this is my girlfriend," but she would have like very intimate captions underneath the pictures. And then I guess she was getting some backlash over in Turkey about it. So all of like the pictures came down, and she wrote this long letter about her sexuality and how she's a God-fearing woman, her family being raised this way, and for these accusations, yada yada. She did it because it was pressure from the organization, the league, and all those that she was playing for over there. When really, I'm just thinking, how does her girlfriend feel about all of this?
Right.
I don't know that I would be forgiving of her doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not about to just disown me completely.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they survived. They're still together. They like one of my little favorite Instagram
They're
couples
cute
to follow. But yeah, I was like, wow. But even for me, like as a fan of the game and following her, I just was like, what? It's obviously that you're gay. Like,
yeah. She could have just. Why couldn't she just say something like, "My sexuality is private," or "My private life is my private life"? Like, why you had to be like, "Oh, I love God" and all this extra?
I wonder if it was. I wonder if it was like pressure from, you know, like this is my income, this is my livelihood, and if I don't do, they're gonna cancel, you know, cut my contract out or whatever. And from my understanding, that's where a lot of WNBA players, female basketball players, really make their money is from playing overseas. So maybe it was the pressure that I don't know. But I was like, when she did that, I was like, what? But
I mean, maybe she sat down and had a conversation with her girlfriend, fiance, whatever she was at the time, and said, "This is what I have to do," and maybe the girl was okay with it.
It could have been I got to put this out this evening, and you know, because I think that if me and my girlfriend was in that type of situation and we had that conversation, you know what I'm saying, and we made this decision together, like, well, just go ahead and do what you got to do. We know what it is. Whatever. Yeah, it's that kind of situation. But am I wrong for? I want celebrities to stop coming out.
You just wanted it.
So do you admire Queen Latifah for not? Not necessarily admire.
Not admire.
Respect.
I feel like when I'm gonna have an issue with Queen Latifah is if she's in a interview and somebody be like, "Are you dating?" and she says, she alludes to the fact that, "Oh well, I'm not, you know, I don't have time for a relationship with a man right now," or something, you know, something to kind of throw it from being, you know what I'm saying. But if she wants to keep her relationship private, I'm okay with that. But I guess the reason why I'm saying that is because I just get sick of having this conversation with straight people about, "Oh, well, I ain't come out and say I was straight," but it's just like.
Because that's the norm. It's already implied that you are straight. So
right, that's not really a thing. Like, I hate when people do that.
Yeah, but then they try to say then it's not normal for you to be gay. So then you got to have those kind of conversations. And maybe I just have a whole bunch of idiots on my...
You know what?
Especially on my Facebook.
Wanda Sykes, she just kind of came out too, like not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it's been
a couple years. But like, Wanda, we know, girl.
I wasn't thinking that you weren't.
Yeah, right. I thought you was gonna marry a man.
I'm trying to think of what celebrity has come out the closet, and I was like,
what?
Wow.
Right.
I really can't think of one.
There are some that haven't, that are married to men, and I'm like, wow.
And we waiting on them to come
I'm
out.
still waiting.
I think we all thinking about the same person.
Who?
Oh, braids.
Who?
Braids.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia
Yeah, that
Keys
was
gay.
my boo in high school. I was like, she is most definitely.
Y'all know how I feel about Alicia Keys. Like,
Yeah.
she
I ain't
can't
really
say.
talking about nothing about her
Cannot say.
singing.
You
We
don't
just talking
even
about her
She
coming out.
fine. You think she gay?
I have always thought she was gay, even before I knew I was gay, and she was my boo.
Audience poll. Do y'all think Alicia Keys is gay?
Yeah, hit us up. I need to know what
MC
people
Light,
think about
isn't
it.
she married now too?
Yeah.
To a man.
She's definitely
man.
in a relationship with a guy.
Okay, she's gay. I didn't know she was married to a man.
It's like, she just got in a relationship or just got married or something, and that's a while. She is gay.
I'm sorry, Mary Shane. You don't want these celebrities coming out, but I need MC Light to come
All
on
the
out
way
with
out.
it.
Who
Like,
else? So
what?
y'all,
Alicia
MC
Keys
Light,
and MC
Alicia
Light.
Keys. Y'all
Alicia
see
Keys, I didn't think she was
No.
gay, but that MC Light,
Alicia Keys is gay.
she might be. But she done went and changed somebody's whole marriage.
Right,
and-
she got to say that. You can't screw up somebody's marriage and then.
You're ruining lives out here. You gotta be straight.
But
now.
ain't they like sister wives or something now?
Who?
Yeah,
Alicia
they're like real
Keys.
Oh yeah,
close.
they are. They
Alicia
like.
Keys and,
Her and the ex-wife.
yeah.
They're real close. Apparently, I didn't know that they were close before. So that's what the mess up really was.
Oh.
That she would be in the studio and be there with them. And I didn't know all of that. I was like, oh, wow.
Alicia Keys, she finessed her way into that.
Finessed all the way through it.
Okay, well. So really, was it like I mean, if it was in your face, was it really like, I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were close now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could do it. I'm not that good of a person.
That's
You
Alicia
take my
Keys'
boo.
way of coming out. I
Wait.
like her too.
Right. She might be about to finesse that.
Well, I invited her to the studio because I really wanted her.
Yeah.
But I ended up with him.
And now I'm stuck in a marriage. She probably telling her like, just wait for me.
Hey, I'm sorry I had to do this to you. I thought I was breaking y'all up. I didn't know.
I didn't know it was gonna go like that.
I'm gonna still take care of you though. You know, you good. Anything you need, let me know. But yeah,
Gina called them sister wives.
Sister wives.
sister wives.
Wow.
That's another dilemma. Jesus.
Is that people choose to do that though?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. I guess I don't know. I'm just thinking. I used to follow this. What do you call them? I guess you call them.
Polygamous.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Wow.
child. That in itself, that's a whole nother episode. What is
Y'all know
polygamy?
polygamous?
No,
Oh.
no. we were having a
I said,
conversation.
get in here.
They got it. Yes.
That's a question.
Hey, please, we are having what do you call it, co-hosts and guests on the show. So if you are a lesbian, polygamist, or anything,
There's
Or
polyamorous.
polyamorous.
polyamorous. That's what. Okay, or
So
you
those were the
polyamorous.
mix-ups
It's
before.
a big difference between
What's polyamorous?
polyamorous and polygamy. I don't know. I need somebody to come on the show and explain to me or
Okay.
hit me up and let me know because I don't know. But
Except one person. You're exempt from this. Do not call in.
don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
But
I don't know who y'all talking about, but I'm interested. I want them to come on.
No, I don't even think
I
that
don't
they're
want-
involved. I just don't think they're opposed to it. But I think that's just too much for me. More than two people in a relationship just seem like a lot, especially
More
women.
females?
Yeah, because Lord, we already enough.
Oh gosh.
So two of
Really
us is
are.
like, whew.
Polyamory is the practice of or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner, with the knowledge of all partners.
Okay,
So everybody knows.
what's
Everybody knows.
going on.
But it's
But they're
separate
not all
relationships.
yeah, it's
so
separate
I'm dating you,
relationships.
but I may not.
But we're not dating.
But
But she's
yeah,
also
dating.
dating me.
Oh.
But- and we all know. Who's living like that right now? D-Ray. He got 2 girlfriends living in his house. And they don't
Ray
date.
Davis,
The
the
comedian.
comedian.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's him.
Where have I been?
And,
Yeah.
and then sometimes they think he's cheating. And he was like, I have y'all. I don't need to cheat. Like, but they're in the house
So they
fighting
think
like,
he out here
girl,
cheating with
I,
other people?
yeah.
Are they
so
supposed to be
they're-
doing the show?
I don't know, but they're not. The 2 girls aren't in a relationship, so I guess that's considered one of the polyamorous relationships. He has 2 girlfriends. They both live in the house.
Oh,
They know
my
about one
gosh.
another.
Must be nice.
Must be.
Is it?
But I
No.
guess when it's polygamy, there's the religious aspect
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I would have wanted to do when I was in college.
I would have legit
So what
been
is
down
it
for
when
that.
they all like are dating each
I'm
other?
Yeah,
like, y'all
that's
go
crazy.
crazy, but that sounds like in college. That
I
probably
would have
would
been
have
down for that. That would have been my favorite.
Listen.
Stay with you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Right.
With you Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and
It sounds
Sunday
stressful,
will be
but
the
it
lowest
sounds-
day.
I get my me time
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a lot.
I miss out on a whole lot.
Clearly.
Nah, that's too much for me now.
Yeah,
That's-
now
that's
I
way
couldn't
too
do
much.
it.
Especially with his situation, they both accusing him of cheating for other people.
But they live in the same house though, like.
So when he's
You
not
get
there,
cheated on with the other girl. I'm confused.
But
No,
no,
they
no,
don't
it's
know.
like
I'm
open,
just
like,
saying,
so
like that's where he's
technically
spending
it's
his
not.
time. The other girl.
That's what he was trying to tell them. But they apparently think he's cheating.
They sound like some nutcases. Like I just.
Oh, he said they are all best friends. They live together and sleep in the same bed.
Oh, they do
Okay.
sleep in the same bed.
Oh.
He says they don't have threesomes, even though he has tried to take it to that level.
Okay, so it is polyamorous.
But when it comes to a woman having two boyfriends, that's where D-Ray draws the line.
So they can have.
So he
They
can have the
him,
two,
but
yeah.
they can't have another
Other
man.
And that's the
Well,
same
then
thing with
that's not-
polygamy too, because there's no sister wife out here with another husband.
Husband, yeah.
That's right. I guess.
Y'all dominating bullshit. That's all it is.
Let me ask y'all this though. In light of, well, now we don't even know. They saying Usher does not have herpes. Yeah. I've seen several headlines that say that he does not have herpes and he's planning on suing.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody who done
But
say he
what
has
about
Can
herpes.
we see those papers?
What about the lawsuit then? I thought he settled one of those and she got money. The first girl.
Supposedly, but we don't even know if that's true. Have anybody ever seen the paperwork from that? Or
I don't know,
the
but-
transcript from the trial?
I'm
Here's
not
the
saying
thing,
just
none of
because
it was
multiple
shocking.
people say it that makes it true, but I mean, who is randomly out here saying they messed with Usher and gave him herpes?
Usher. Usher right now of all people.
Right. Like, why would you make that up?
He got a new album about to drop or something. I don't know.
It just wasn't surprising. I was like, oh,
It didn't surprise me either.
it's Usher. I wouldn't.
But they saying he doesn't have it.
He's saying he does not have herpes.
I need to see the paperwork. I need to see the paperwork.
But do y'all think that if it was a female celebrity, would the conversation be the same?
It would be, oh, she a hoe.
I think
Oh, of
we would
course.
be.
You would thought for anything. You can't even
Yeah,
take
you-
a snap
Right,
like
yeah.
this. You would thought. So.
That is true. It wouldn't have been the same conversation. She
Not
would have
at
been
all.
a super thought.
Right. I don't know,
That's
man, but that's
horrible.
just. Are we supposed to just accept that that's the way the world goes and
Boys will be boys.
boys will be boys?
My mama said that to me one day. I about lost
Oh,
it.
you got mad.
Oh, I lost it.
Boys will be boys. He
Not here. Not in this person.
But why? I'm just thinking like I guess the girls are looking for a come up. They just trying to mistakenly get pregnant by him when they're having sex with him. Like, you know, these celebrities are probably out here sleeping with like a lot of
Right? How are you
Anyways.
even okay?
So
doing
why
this
are you-
unprotected,
yeah,
right,
to
unprotected
begin
anyway.
with?
Right, like were you not?
Except the girl that was his wife's bridesmaid. She knew him.
He smashed his wife's bride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tamika Raymond. What that was his
That was his
wife's
wife,
name. Yeah. Her bridesmaid. He was sleeping
That's
with
the
her.
one-
That's the one
Sleeping, not a one night stand.
Oh,
not
they
a-
had like a little relationship.
relationship.
And that's
Yeah,
the one
that's
that
the
got
one
the
originally got the settlement because of
Yeah.
the herpes.
Oh my gosh, Usher,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
He admitted that one too on Oprah's Next Chapter, whatever interview she did with him a couple of years ago. She was like, "So this rumor that you slept with your wife's bridesmaid." He was like, "Yes, but not when she was a bridesmaid. It was like afterwards and after they broke up. But still, if she was
Oh,
close
wait,
enough
Oh,
to
so it wasn't like while they were married.
no,
He doubled back.
he
came
doubled
back.
back. But if she was close enough to be a bridesmaid, I don't know if
That's
Just
that whole
happened
friend.
out
that
of
whole
the-
friend.
That's that whole
Oh,
best
no.
friend thing. I mean, what do you do?
I don't know, but she was a wife.
I'm not
This was
doubling
not-
back.
Yeah, that's different.
That's very different.
That's
I think
very
that
different.
once
She
you
was
take
a
those
wife.
vows, it's a wrap.
Dang.
A bridesmaid though? No wonder she was going crazy. He had to call the cops on her a few times.
But I'm saying
That thing, she's
She
certified.
was certified.
She-
you can get any girl you want. Why are you going after your wife's
Right.
best friend or
It
one of her
had to
best
be
friends?
her. You know how many women is throwing themselves at you at this point? It had
Because
to
you
be
are
her.
Usher, like I said, you're Usher. I would think that is
USHE.
thousands of women at
That
thousands
means
of
you
shows.
just can't say no. That means any woman that is throwing themselves.
And apparently a man, because they said a man
And
came
any-
forward
oh,
too.
yeah. I wasn't surprised about that either. I
But
was like, oh,
now, it's immoral.
I missed
not
that one.
shocked.
Yeah, the latest one was when the girl came out and I'm so sick of the fat shaming. That was
Oh yeah, I
That was
didn't
so
even-
They try to act like
disgusting
Usher
me.
couldn't have sex because she was big.
because of big
She
girl.
got a
I'm like,
whole
dang.
like
a
that
couple
matter.
of them, okay, and he
That's why I put that meme on Facebook. I had shared it when I was like, y'all out here shaming the girl that was accusing Usher. Let me see a picture of y'all baby mamas real quick.
and y'all mama.
And y'all mamas.
mamas.
Right.
I'm
Trying to see something.
I'm
Y'all got all these damn jokes.
for research purposes. Just trying. Y'all got the most jokes, and parents be hit, brothers and sisters be hit.
Oh my gosh.
No,
You
and
like
let's
to
not talk about your exes and your baby mamas and
Right.
oh my god, like please. But yeah, that I had to throw it out there.
Anywho.
I think that's it for this episode. What y'all think?
Yeah, hit us up.
Hit us
Send
up.
us some questions, some dilemmas.
Some dilemmas.
Gina's kind of skated by with hers because she didn't
Yeah.
start it off, but you know.
Coming out stories.
Coming
Oh,
out stories.
wow.
If y'all want to share, y'all not celebrities, so we'll read y'all coming out stories on here. But no.
Yeah, anonymously, unless y'all want to be known.
I mean, unless y'all want to be known, and throughout through our episodes, I'm pretty sure we'll drop our coming out stories too. So again, I'm Mary Shane.
G.
Me,
D, sometimes D squared.
sometimes.
And this is Dyke Dilemmas. Thank you for listening.